Hi guys, so today I'm cooking with Lily. We are going to be making aguachiles, which is a really good dish for the summer. So just stay tuned and I will show you my own personal way of making aguachiles. So for this dish, what we need is a pound of shrimp. Well, actually this is 1.5 pounds of shrimp, some cilantro, a red onion, cucumber, avocados, chiles serranos, some limes, and of course the tostadas. So the first thing we're going to do is get the shrimp cleaned. So we've got to take the shell off. And I'm doing this in the sink because it's just easier to clean, especially with shrimp. So you want to take all that out, take the little tail off. And then what you want to do is you want to start cutting along the back, just so you can get the little gut in there. You see this? You don't want that. So what I do is I start rinsing it to help me clean the shrimp. You rinse it all out, get it nice and clean. Once it's all nice and clean, what you do is just put it aside and it's all ready. So we're gonna do that with the rest of the shrimp. So we'll get that going and then show you what it looks afterwards. Okay, so now at this point all our shrimp is cleaned. It's nice and clean. So now there's different ways of cutting your shrimp. You can cut it more through here and then just leave it kind of like a butterfly, or you can do what I'm gonna do. You can also leave them whole as well, but what I'm gonna do today is I'm just gonna cut them like this, so just in little bits. I know it doesn't look that pretty right now, but once you add the lemon, because we're going to cook it with lime, once you add that on there, it's going to look a lot better. And then usually you want to start doing this first before your sauce, because it's going to take a little bit longer for the shrimp to cook with the lime. So I'm just going to keep doing that, cut all these into little bits and pieces and put them on my dish, and then I'll show you the next step when I'm putting the lime on. Alright, so as you can see, I've already done my shrimp. My shrimp is all cut up. So now what we need to do is get that cooking with the lemons. So I'm going to start cutting my lemons so I can get that on there. Use a generous amount of lime because, sorry, I'm saying lemon, lime. Lemon, lime, potato, okay? So the lime, you want to put it in there so it can start cooking the shrimp. Use as much lime as you want. I would suggest use a lot of it. That's why I'm not really giving you a precise amount, but we got around 20 lemons. So, and then what you want to do is squeeze it on top of this shrimp. You want to make sure you get it all in there. Okay. Start squeezing it all in there. That way it starts cooking. You want to give that a mix. Make sure it's all covered in that lime juice. That way it can start cooking. If you can see, it's already even turning pink. So you got to leave it in there until it's all nice and pink. It's not going to be like when you cook it, when you boil it, but it's going to turn nice and pink. So the next step is, like I said, making the sauce. So what we're going to do is, I've already put a cup of lime juice. It was like 8 limes. So we want to put that in there. Maybe do half of that. And then we also want to do a little bit of water, but give me 1 second and then we're going to add some cilantro. I usually don't like to use the stems, like the bottom part, but you can put it in there if that makes you feel good. And then also we have chiles serranos. So pretty much everything is to your liking. If you don't really like cilantro, don't add that much cilantro. But I just added half a bunch. And then chiles serranos. So these chilies, like sometimes they're spicy, sometimes they're not that spicy. So I'm gonna start off with maybe 3 and then hope that they are spicy enough. If not, I'll just add the other chile serrano, and I have more if I need more. And then I want to add a little bit, maybe like 2.5 tablespoons of salt. I'm just gonna add a little splash of water in there as well. We have a little bit more lemon juice, but we want to hold off on that. Just do everything to taste. And I know it seemed like it was a lot of salt, but it's a lot of lemon, so you want to, it won't be that much of a big deal. So let's blend this up, and then I'll show you what it looks like after it's blended. So it's out of being blended. This is how it looks. This is the texture. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a try, see if it's spicy enough. Ooh, that has a nice kick. But what I'm gonna do is I am gonna add more cilantro. I love cilantro, so I'm gonna put a generous amount because I want it to be a little thicker, and the cilantro will do that for it. And I'll also add a little bit more lemon. And then for salt, I think it's good right now. So let's blend that back up again. All right, so it's all out. It made it a little bit thicker, and as you can see, it looks pretty much the same, just a little bit thicker. So this sauce is all ready. We just have to pretty much just set it aside. All right, so pretty much the veggies we need to cut to put in here is the cucumber and the onion. So what I do is I like to keep a little bit of the skin on there just to give this a little bit more color. So this is what I do. So we're gonna just keep cutting, and then you wanna leave a little bit of the skin. If you don't like the skin, then take off the skin. But I personally really like the skin. So do that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this in half. And then I wanna scoop out what's inside because I don't really like a lot of this in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scoop it out. You don't have to scoop everything out, just some of it. I just feel after it's been sitting with the lemon, it just gets too watery. So I like to just clean it out a little bit. So once we've done that, all we need to do is just pretty much just cut it. I will just cut it halfway again, and then dice it like this. Okay, so now here we're just gonna just chop the onion up. So I want the onion in kind of little strips. So if you take a look at this, it can be like little strips. The reason I use purple onion is because I love the color, and a lot of people use regular onion, but I like to use this onion. If you see little pieces like that, you want to just make sure you chop that up. You want big pieces, but not too big. Ooh, I'm starting to cry. Okay, so chop all that nicely, and then I'll show you when I'm all done. All right, at this point, so our shrimp has already cooked through. This is fine for me. You can see the water, it's like pink. It's good for me. If you want to keep it longer, go ahead, but it's been sitting here for like 45 minutes in the fridge, and I've kept mixing it, so I think it's fine. Now what I do is I don't keep this water, I take it out, but I just take the shrimp. Don't worry, I have my hands clean. And then I don't take all that juice because we have our own little sauce. So I just put it into this. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding my veggies. So I'll add my onion first. And now let me add our sauce. So I want to mix it around because it's been sitting there. And then go ahead and pour it all on there. I want to make sure it gets on everything. Okay. Now we want to go in there and mix around. Want to mix it all around. Make sure everything is fully covered. Now after this, what you can do is you can let it sit because you want the onion to, you know, marinate in that lemon juice and the cucumber and all that. So the shrimp is good, but you want to make sure that the veggies are marinated in that for a little bit. It doesn't take too long. So there we go. We'll have that. And then I'm just going to cover it a little bit with the saran wrap and then put it in the fridge and let it sit there for a couple minutes. I'll show you when it's all ready. Okay, so now you can do it any way you want. You can either serve it on the plate and then do a tostada and then just eat it off your plate, or you can actually put everything on top of a tostada. So that's what I prefer to do. So we could put everything on here. Looks so good. You don't want to overfill it, but there you go, all nice. And then I know you saw the avocados, so this is when the avocados come in. You could either do whatever way you'd like, but I just prefer to just dice them up and then just put them on top of here like so. There you go. And then I just want to put a little bit of the sauce on top, just to make sure it's nice and flavorful. There you have it. Alright guys, so here's my aguachiles recipe. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's take a test. It's really good. Everything works together perfectly. Make sure you try it this summer and come back here and let me know if you guys loved the recipe. I'm sure you guys will. Down in the comment section, I expect to see you guys there after you try this. Thank you for watching Cooking with Lily. See you next time.